Good morning, everybody. It is January 6th today. It's about -10 this morning, and today we're going to be getting all of our fertilizer for this spring. We like to get our fertilizer in the middle of winter when it's cold. We would like it to be like -30 just so that there's less moisture in the air, because we're getting all granular fertilizer. We're going to fill up those fertilizer bins, and just the drier it is, the better. That fertilizer wants to absorb as much moisture as possible. It's crazy. And that's why we always want to do it when it's as dry as possible. But it has been such a warm winter so far, and even in the 2-week forecast, still warm. I think we had like 2 days of -30, and that's it. So we're pretty lucky so far this winter. Makes a couple other things like getting the fertilizer on the yard difficult, but it's happening today. It's going to be like 0 this afternoon. That's a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. We're going to get our auger lined up at our fertilizer bins. We got 2 smooth wall fertilizer bins. They're painted on the inside. We'll take a look at them in a bit here, but yeah, so that's already getting prepared for this spring's crop and getting the fertilizer on the yard. Let's get to it. So those 2 white bins at the back there, those are the 2 fertilizer bins. You guys can see the one lid is already open. Tractor started in the shed here with the auger, so we're gonna line it right away up. Got her lined up, first try. Not too bad. So guys, I hopped in my truck. We're just waiting for the first B train to show up. Should be here any minute now. And the reason why I brought my truck out here, not only just to sit warm in here, but as soon as this truck is unloaded, we're actually going to be following him back to the fertilizer plant, Pioneer Richardson, and we're going to see how they load these trucks up. We're going to take a look at the setup they have out there, and yeah, it should be pretty cool to check all of that out. So that's the first truck unloading. It's a B train, so it's got 2 trailers, 4 compartments in total. And that's the granular fertilizer. It's a blend. It's got different types of fertilizer in there. So there's the potash, some phosphorus, all kinds of stuff in there. Just checking out the bin, make sure everything's closed at the bottom here. Make sure the fertilizer's going in there. I've done it once where I dumped a load of grain beside a bin, or 2 combine hoppers, so that's quite a bit of extra work. So now I'm always super paranoid, just double checking, making sure everything's actually going in the bin. So I figured I'd pull the truck up just so I can watch it and sit in here nice and warm. Tractor's actually staying pretty cool. That thing has a tough time heating up when it's kind of colder outside. It's about -10. So it is having a little bit of an issue to warm up. Truck's nice and warm though, so I'll sit in here. I'm probably gonna end up getting a couple of questions. Why do you guys get this fertilizer during the winter time? Farmers know why. It's usually a lot cheaper if you buy it during the winter time versus right when you're trying to put it in the ground. And another thing, you want to keep your drill going as much as possible for as many hours a day. You don't want to be waiting at a fertilizer plant for granular fertilizer and not be able to feed your drill and have to stop seeding because it's busy at the fertilizer plant. It's always busy there during the spring when guys are trying to put seed in the ground. And if you can get a couple of your own bins, get the fertilizer on your yard before you have to start seeding, this can really help you out getting your seeding and your plant done and speed things along, which is exactly what farmers want. Farmers want to be done as quickly as possible, and my dad for sure, he's like that. That's why we get the fertilizer on the yard during the winter time. A lot of guys will put down liquid fertilizer. We decided to put everything down with our drill in granular form, and it makes it nice to store it on the yard. Just a couple of bins is all you need. And yeah, they are smooth wall painted on the inside, so they won't rust out with this fertilizer in there, and that's why they're actually fertilizer bins. So we got 2 hoppers, the back trailer unloaded. We're working on the first hopper, the second trailer here, the front trailer. They always want to do the back trailer first, and then the third hopper, and then last is always the most forward hopper. It's because they always want to keep the most amount of weight on those 2 rear axles of the truck, because if they start to slip, they'll just they won't be able to drive forward anymore. So they always keep that front hopper full until last, so that they always have a bit of traction. But it takes about 10 minutes probably, maybe a little bit less, to unload each hopper, just because this fertilizer is so heavy, it's so dense, and you don't want to overload the auger. You'll break a shear pin, you'll break something if you try to go too fast. I think there's probably close to 40 tons in these B trains, so it just takes a bit of time, but it's nice and easy, especially when mostly all you got to do is sit in your truck and keep an eye on it. So yeah, it's pretty nice. So the truck right ahead of us is the one we just unloaded at our yard, and now we're driving to the fertilizer plant to watch this thing, I guess, reload and see how they mix the fertilizer up. It's a nice little bit of snow-covered road here. So that's the big setup they have. All of those bins are full of fertilizer, and they mix it and then dump it into the truck. Truck looks pretty small beside that thing, but yeah, we're gonna go check it out. So Laura's gonna walk us around this grain leg setup, kind of show us how it works.
Hey guys, I'm Laura. I'm the manager here at Richardson Delisle.
Cool. So the fertilizer is going into the truck there.
It's coming out of a 3-tier high-speed blending system. So the gate that you'd heard open before is the mixer. So the fertilizer mixes, and while that's mixing, the next one is weighing up in the scale, which is just above that, separated by air gates as well. And while that's mixing and that's weighing, you've got one that just dumps here in the outload hopper. So it's a continuous feed system.
Wow.
We've got 10 bins. It holds about 2,000 ton of fertilizer, 10 separations per product. If you kind of come this way here, we've got augers that feed directly into a drag. The drag throws it into a leg that takes it up and into the scale, and it weighs each product separately at a time, and it's all controlled automatically from a computer system. This is our outload system. We can blend 4 or 5 products at once, or just do one at a time.
Okay.
And the size of batch automatically calibrates based on how many hoppers or how many tons you're throwing in each hopper on your truck.
Okay.
We can load a Super B in about 20 minutes,
Wow.
depending on the number of products. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you betcha. And you'll be able to see here as this next one is weighing, you'll be able to see the gate open here.
Okay.
And that'll dump it into the outload.
Sweet. All the grain legs and the augers are all stainless steel, or?
Everything's stainless steel. Fertilizer corrodes metal so quickly, as I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
It's all got to be stainless.
Wow. How many horsepower are these electric motors? Or do you know?
That's a good question, actually.
They seem pretty big.
Yeah. They actually need to be on a stand to support the weight, because
no
they're so
kidding.
heavy.
That's what it says. 40.
You see that?
Yeah, 40 horsepower. Yeah. Wow. And how tall is this grain, like this tall one here?
The tall one is 120 feet.
120, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, me and Dad came out here
I remember.
a year ago looking at it. We were trying to get ideas for a feed mill setup, but this is,
It'd be overkill.
yeah,
though.
a little bit overkill for us.
Yeah, it's such a slick system, and it's all operated by computer automatically.
That is nice.
Yeah, and it's just a cup belt on the leg.
Okay.
It's a series of cups that pull the fertilizer up.
Okay.
And this is a chain drill.
So this is how you fill up your bins.
This is how I fill up my bins. You bet it dumps. Change right up into the distributor, and you pick your bin that you want it to go to, and away you go.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's really fun greasing everything up there.
Oh yeah, I bet.
But the view is awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess everything still needs to be maintenance all the way up there too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bearings need grease, you know? Yeah.
Well, we're on our way back to the farm now. Thanks to Pioneer Richardson and Laura for showing us around there. That was pretty cool to see. I hope you guys enjoyed watching that. Got the drone up in the air too. So yeah, back to the farm now. Well guys, we had 5 B trains show up today in total of fertilizer, and that's 2 different blends. So we got 1 cereal blend, that's for barley and wheat. Barley and wheat need a different type of fertilizer or a different blend than canola. So we got some for our cereals and then some for our canola. They're about the same. We both got about 100 tons of each, which is quite a bit. And it's all in the yard, it's in those bins. We're ready to go in terms of fertilizer for seeding this spring. We do gotta pick up yet a little bit of fertilizer for peas, but we never seed enough peas that we need to go and pick that fertilizer up. We can always just rip one of our tandems out in spring while we're seeding. Kind of contradicts what I said earlier today, but it's just 1 tandem load. It's never a lot, and usually you can sneak in there and get that pretty quickly. It's never an issue. So that's all the fertilizer on the yard. I wanted to say a quick thanks to Vetoquinol. It's a veterinary company that we use quite a few products of in and around our dairy farm, and they sent me a box of coffee mugs, a vest, gloves, caps. I'm wearing one right now from them. If I can show you Vetoquinol, that's the brand. So I want to say thanks to them. It's kind of like congratulations, I guess, for hitting 100,000 subscribers, getting that 100,000 subscriber plaque from YouTube. So thanks to them, they sent it to our mailbox. I also wanted to say that I got a PO box. I'll put the address in the description down below, so if anyone wants to send me anything, send it to that PO box. I've had people send stuff to Asquith, Saskatchewan with no more details. Somehow it gets to me, but I don't know, that's not the safest deal. So finally went out and got a PO box. It's box 600, Asquith, Saskatchewan, SOKOJO, and yeah, so that'll be in the description down below. That is going to be it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed watching, hit those like and subscribe buttons down below. Check out the Instagram and TikTok at SaskDutchKid, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.